Hello anybody, this is Blender Pretender here with another Blender video, a Blender 2.8 video. This is the same Blender. I'm going to post this Blender video here probably midweek. It's today is Sunday, March 17th. This is the same Blender download, the Blender 2.8 beta version download that I brought in yesterday. So I've already posted a video yesterday while I was working on a file making a I call it a transmission switch, but it's really a sensor slash switch or whatever. It works in conjunction with whatever other part of the car. But so anyways, let me bring that one up for the sake of showing what that was. That was this video right here, this where I modeled this switch. This sensor rather. What I'm going to do today is try something new. I'm going to go File, New, a new one, and File, Save it as. And what happened is that I decided to record the videos of me trying to change the switch. So it's pretty funny, but I mean to me pretty funny because I'm not a mechanic. But I'm going to create a video, let me collect my thoughts. A file here. I'm going to call it car repair video edit. So I'm going to create a video editing file and use that as an opportunity there. Save as Blender file. So use this as an opportunity to do some video editing because I haven't done any video editing with Blender yet, Blender 2.8 that is. I've done some editing with Blender 2.7.9 and I don't do a whole lot. I try to limit the amount of editing. So I'm going to create a new I'm going to have to save over that file. So I'm going to create a new video editing file, see what that gives me. So it gets rid of the tabs up there and it gives me this which is what I was looking for, and I'm imagining that if I hit that plus, I probably also can get that video editing. There you go. So I probably didn't have to do do the file over, but I want to save it as, since I'm already where I'm supposed to be. Save as Blender file. So I didn't bother downloading Blender 2.8 again. I'm just going to use this one, and hopefully it doesn't have any problems. Let me see this. If I hit the N, no, it doesn't work there like that. But I need this to go into my... no, not there. Really, it's here. So I have a bunch of videos I took with my GoPro. And so it does get a little preview of these videos. Let me turn this back in, so that it's not taking up a whole bunch. So the GoPro is a very, at least for me, it's a pretty high definition from the stuff that I usually put out, right? It's pretty high definition. And I went through and the GoPro gives it pretty funny names. Not names, the numeration that it does and how it shifts it, because it breaks up every video that I record. If it's longer than 15 minutes, it breaks it up into smaller or 15-minute sessions of recording. And so it enumerates them kind of funny in some cases. Other cases, my particular GoPro, I'm scrolling down just to see that they are in order, because I went and I made sure that by changing the name, they would stack up in order by the name. So, okay. Essentially, so I'm going to see if dragging and dropping works. It does work. But back to what I was saying, the GoPro, at least the version that I have, the GoPro one that I have, it has, let me hit the home here so I can get this in. It has some problems with the audio, at least when I just copy them, because I copy them straight over into the computer. I don't use the GoPro app because it took too long once. The GoPro app that downloads them, it just took too long for me, and it turns them into an AVI file. But it's an MP4 file, and it can be seen, but they're large files. So I may have a very slow performance here when I'm working with these. So let me see that. Well, let me see if I put. So for me, I used to go down to the timeline, and it's not here. The timeline. Oh, is this a timeline? Yeah, it is. So it is. It was just collapsed all the way down. So I used to go to the timeline, put the cursor where it was. So if I hit the period or home. No, home will give me the range that is seen here, from here to here. That's the range. What I'm trying to do is give myself, as I drag in the videos, I'm going to give myself more and more time. And I guarantee you this is going to be more than those 8 minutes, because the timeline here is showing me in minutes. Well, let's see how they stack up. Basically, I'm sure it's more than an hour, the amount of stuff that I have there. So I'm going to go here and just push. So it used to be that you pushed end and it made that, but it doesn't. So I'm just going to take that number there, 108,878, and put it in here. Enter. Home, and then home here. So that little video is very, very small here compared to that, but I'm going to hit the period just to get back to it. Okay, now put my cursor here, and I'm using the arrow keys. Using the arrow keys to find that last frame. So then I'm going to drag that one in here. See what it does. So I put it right on top. What happens if I grab? It's struggling because the cursor is in a position where it wants to visualize that video. So I put the cursor over here. So essentially doing some video editing. So it gets into the red when it gets. So it really should start. It should start at. Okay, so it'll be here. That's the reason I threw it up is because this one is ending at 2082, and then this one, since I had the cursor right on 2082 again, so it'd be 2083. Now if I grab it and then hit Y, that's interesting. It gives me a red there, and then grab Y. Little funny thing happening there. But what I've noticed with GoPro videos is that if I just copy them over from the computer, sometimes the audio is off a little bit. So I did go over them really briefly, and I gave myself a note as to which one has an audio that's just terrible. Like the sync is not there, completely not there. That's a 2352, so that's the next one. And I'm going to put the cursor in here and zoom in. So there's obviously something kind of weird happening there. In that the length, this is the audio that goes with it. The length of this, 5998, 5999. That's kind of weird. That it's being brought in. Kind of weird. Okay, so I'm thinking that that's probably what it's doing. What's causing the problem is that I think the GoPro is at 30 frames per second, and I'm going to check that. Let me open the File Explorer. So I'm browsing right now to the folder that I'm working on, and like one of these, I'll just go Properties, look at the details. Nope, it says frame rate 29.97 frames per second, which is what I have right here. So that should be correct. So it's a higher resolution that I actually need. I'm recording at 720 by 1280, so. And I posted at that anyways. I don't put like super high stuff. So I'm just gonna put this one away here. Boom. I'm already seeing something that's kind of interesting for me then. So the cursor is going crazy because it's trying to figure out where I want to be, and there's a bit of a lag. There is a bit of a lag. So I'm not going to use the wheel. I'm going to use a little wheel on my tablet. So this one's actually longer. So this one is 2082, 2083. So I'm going to change it to 2082. And this one, I'm going to change it the same. 5998, 5999. I have no idea why it's doing 98. But I can see right now. I could look into this and see right now why. Anyway, when I play it, and that's the other part of that, is that I probably won't be able to play this very well. It's at 100. I'm gonna pick, so it's giving me 50 as a preset. 100 as a preset. I'm gonna go 50, and rather I want to render these. They're higher resolution than I want, that I care to have. So I'm gonna try to render these at the preset for this one. Now that's gonna require something happened right now. Let me zoom out. As soon as I did that, the audio portion, which is these, got smaller. And this may go, it's a 24 frames per second, that's why. Okay, good. Good thing that I checked last time. I was messing around with trying to do some animation. One of the videos that's, that I was working on, I never paid attention, and it was actually saying the frame rate, it was a custom frame rate at 2500 frames per second. And I did not know how I got there. So I want those dimensions. I'm putting it at 100. Let me put a 50 even for now, hoping that the computer doesn't have to render that much. Let me make sure. I'm not even sure that this is that it takes the graphic card when working with the editor, but it's already saved because I saved the settings yesterday, that it is using the card. And well, you see, that's the other aspect of it. When working with the sequencer, the way I understand it, I'm looking for it right here. The way I understand it, there is a little checkbox. Not here. Simplify, freestyle, indirect lighting, shadows, hair, volumetric. I can't really find it right now. Where it chooses whether you want to use the compositor. In other words, the compositor takes precedence over the render. So can you set audio so units? I'm used to seeing it in the render settings. So obviously none of these. Neither that one. I'm going to switch to this one just to see if it gives me something. Nope, wouldn't see it there either. post-processing. So here's where you choose it. Now I switched to cycles, but that may not necessarily be necessary because it's under this tab right here. Post-processing, there. So you choose the sequencer. So it's basically just looking around since some of the stuff changes. I mean, I would have gone directly to it on 279, but in this case it's under here all the way down to the bottom, post-processing. So if you select these, compositor, sequencer, and so on, this means it's going to give precedence to this over your scene. So if you have images and stuff like that that you're rendering through here, it'll render these instead. And this is how I use Blender to do little short few second intros all the time. I use it to do the fade into the splash screen. That's why I just do a screen capture on the splash screen and I put it in there to do a fade. So I'm not sure that there's any difference whether it's Eevee or cycles. So I'm going to leave it like it is. Why was I looking at that? Because where's my render? Here. Well, because of the GPU, whether I would take advantage of the GPU, the only way that I know how to take advantage of the GPU, I suppose, is using cycles. So let's see how that works. So it's kind of slowing down a little bit. Not slowing down, I mean, this is more responsive down here as I scroll. If I were to actually play, I'm trying to scrub back, but it's not responding very much. So probably playing forward, which is spacebar. No, it's shift spacebar.
Connected with the car. I should really read the.
I did not pay attention to the volume of that. So last time I was messing with this, the volume was too high. That seemed to work fine. I just want to make sure it's not over, you know, greater than what I am recording, because then it's going to mess up my recording. Let me just play it again. Yeah, I think I already messed up the audio file, but I'm going to keep on going to see if it works. So, yeah, I think I pushed a button over here on the recorder. More editing for me. Anyways, it's... because I'm trying to make sure that I don't have to adjust the audio. Like last time I was working, it was really, really loud. But I think this is not that loud. So I'm selecting the audio file. And so that's to mute it, but then here's the volume. It's at 1. Go shift spacebar.
There.
Yeah, that's fine. So I tried to narrate into the microphone of the GoPro, or as close as I could to the GoPro, or talk as loud as I could, but there's a lot of ambient noise, so that's fine for a video like this. So I'm going to edit this video and just post it out there, because why not? There might be some people that are wondering how to. That's not a how to, because I make a lot of mistakes with everything, but some people may have the same problem. So at least if I tag it correctly, it'll come up. Okay, and then if somebody's willing to sit through my video. What's happening when I put 98? It jumps up as if it couldn't fit in here. So 82 to 83. Wow. It doesn't want to, is what's happening. It did fix this one, the length. But this one did not. And I may have to go and just put a single frame, edit, like a cut in there. So this one, Maybe when I messed with the frame rate and so on, it reworked them. Grab Y. Home. No, not home. Period on the number pad just to get back here. See, as soon as I moved it, it went back to the, oh no, this is 599 here, 598. So it should be, the scrubbing backwards is really difficult for the computer. Okay. All right, there it is. So there, I'm going to drag that one in. Now this is the one where the audio is really bad, so I'm going to have to shift it. So put the period on the number pad to zoom that one in and draw the waveform. Here, there. Let's see where it comes in. So since it's really low, the waveform is not very visible. So maybe by moving some of this, I can see some more. So let me see what happens if I play. Let me control save first. Somewhere down there. So to take the filter off, let me just try. Take the clips off. This. Okay, there. Off. What is very obvious, very apparent is when I take, I'm going to zoom in. So when I go and unlatch that, the sound does not coincide with that. So I'm just going to scroll forward a little bit. I'm using the arrow keys. So right around there. There. So there, and that is frame. You can look down here to see what my position is. 8526. So I just take 8526, write that down. Okay. 8526. So now just play it, and then I'm going to pay attention to see where that I'm going to think it's maybe this one because it was pretty loud. Clips off. Nope, it wasn't that. So here. Let me just try. Take the clips off. So it's this little ridge right here. So I'm going to put my cursor back to where it's supposed to be. I just wrote it down, 8526. Okay, then take that one, grab X, and shove it all the way over there. Boom. Like that. That leaves a big gap right here. And I don't know, maybe I should just wait on the processing from the GoPro app. So let's see, Control Save. Shift Spacebar. So, according to all the instructions, it's behind this filter, somewhere down there. So, to take the filter off, let me just try. Take the clips off. This one's already off. The card just got serviced just before it went crazy, so I'm wondering. Still a little off. Filter. It is still a little off in the when I do the latches. So back to where I was. Down here, 8526. Back there. Zoom in. I'm not going to let it go that far. I'm just going to move it here. So put it over here and play. Take the clips off. This. No, I don't have the syncing. Playback. Audio scrubbing. Let's see what it does. Let's see. Let me hope I don't break the computer. So I'm going to guess that that one needs to be here. Grab X.
Take the clips off. This one's already off. The card just got serviced just before it went crazy, so I'm wondering. I think.
Well, the problem that I'm having also is that that it's not playing. So the numbers up here tell you whether you're meeting that 29, and it's not.
Take the filter off. Let me just try. Take the clips off. This one's already off. The card just got serviced just before it went crazy, so I'm wondering. I'm thinking maybe.
So, which is the one? Audio scrubbing, mute audio, follow, playhead. I'm going to hit frame dropping. So this is audio video sync. I'm just hit the frame dropping. So let's see if it goes faster.
Take the filter off. Let me just try. Take the clips off. This one's already off. The card just got serviced just before it went crazy.
So no, I'm off again. So obviously that didn't work out. So let me go back to where I thought I was originally. 26. Grab X. That's what I thought it was originally.
Take the clips off. This one's already off. The card just got serviced just before it went crazy, so I'm wondering. I'm thinking maybe they checked the filter, and I doubt that they replaced it.
Is there another one over here? Going back to that and then just scrub through it. I see. So this one needs to be right there. I'm guessing, of course. Grab X. There's a little bump right here. That might be the first one.
Take the clips off. This one's already off. The card just got serviced just before it went crazy, so
okay.
I'm wondering. I'm thinking maybe they checked the filter, and I doubt that they replaced it.
There, that looks like it's more.
Replacing the filter.
That looks like it's more in line with what's happening. And that's the one file that's really off. The other ones aren't that far off, but it's not that important. So, okay, now back here. Let me get the scrubbing off now. Zoom into that. Right there, with that one selected. Then I wonder if it still is. Shift K. Boom. Take that one. delete it. I think that should work. I wonder, Shift K gives you, yeah, if you do the soft, the hard, there's the soft, if you do the hard cut, so hard cut is Shift K, soft cut is K, and I've gotten into trouble using this one down here, so I just use the hard cut. Okay. Back over here, I'm just going to test it, make sure it didn't go off too far. Okay. Shift
the card
spacebar.
got serviced just before it went crazy, so I'm wondering, I'm thinking maybe they checked the filter, and I doubt that they replaced it, really, because replacing the filter is one of those things that is cheap enough for you to do without having to pay a mechanic. So there's the filter. Probably should replace it. So
yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, Control save. That's about as much editing that I needed to do to fix that. So that's done. The other ones I'm going to leave alone. Here I'm doing some technical stuff. I'm laughing when I say that, of course.
Let's see. P0843. It's the transmission fluid pressure sensor /
So that works. That one works fine. Let's see this one here. Well, there's no real sense because there's nothing that really coincides whether I want that one or not to be completely synced. But you know, ever since I got my GoPro, it seems to do that. Which number was this? 351, 52. It says 01. I wonder why it says 01, as if I did a duplicate of it already. Don't know. This is 2351. Oh. 5201. They're all coming in with an 01. $23.52, that's that one. So now, oh come on, $23.52 is that one, so I'm going to drag that one in now. Okay, I'm going to bring it in there. Let me check the length of this one. So this is where it gets longer, I think. A lot of this stuff. Okay. The same kind of thing. This one's 14, that one's 15. I'm looking at this right here. I'm going to see if just moving that is going to change, is help it. It's going to help it. And let me see if the audio, that's good.
I don't know, I think the GoPro is acting up. Just went and got a pair of pliers.
A little louder now.
Moved it out of the way. There. So, now
yeah, that looks good. That looks good right there. Now here. I'm using the arrow key just to go one frame at a time because I'm so far out, zoomed out. There, I can see it better there. So if I miss one frame, and I shove in another one, it's going to have a little black. When I put it together, it's going to have a little black screen that just blinks. So I don't want that. Okay. Now there is a video that I want to do some more editing other than just the simple stuff that's just adding these videos together. And that is not this one. So let me just check the audio.
Which of course, I suppose I saw a video that might have been older or a different type of vehicle, but it shows the switch to be somewhere back here, but it is not. So the little switch needs to thread into a...
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Keep on going, Blender Pretender. Don't know what you're doing. I really didn't know what I was doing. It's even that video there follows in the same fashion as my Blender videos. So I'm just trying to explain, trying to cover up. Okay, there. That one's one longer though, probably. Yes, it is. 4, enter. So which one did I just bring in? This is 55, that one. So, right, that was 55. I wonder if there's a way to preview these before even bringing them in. So, 2355, so that's the one. That's the one that goes in here. And let's see. Nice.
Okay, so I hope that's good. I've had some trouble with the GoPro, so let me explain. Today is...
That's going to sound like a broken record, because every take is like, yes, I was having trouble with the GoPro. Yes, it was doing whatever it wanted to. So, okay, I'm going back just to make sure that the scene here is similar to the scene over here. Because I don't want to have it jumping to where it's got the battery, then it doesn't, and so on. So this seems to work fine in terms of the audio. This one here, not that audio, but this one is going to have to get some... No, it's this one. Okay, this one's going to have to get some editing done. And so this is the 2336. It's at around 70. Let me write that down. 70. That's kind of like the... Not the midpoint, but right around there. Let's see. 71201. I'm looking at this number right here. I'm going to write it down. 71201. I want to get back to this after I shove all the videos that I need to in here. So it's already getting close to the hour in terms of the videos. This is 2366, which is that one, and then that's the one that comes in here. I wonder if there's a way to go, just move the cursor to the end of that strip, the selected strip, and there might be. I just haven't checked it. I don't mess around a lot with this. Strip, transform, move. Okay, remove gaps, insert gaps. Jump to previous strip, jump to next strip. So I wonder, let me see if the cursor is here, frame, jump to next strip. There you go. Good. And I wonder if that has a cut, is page up. Is page up. Kind of very similar to when you're keyframing. The page up goes to the next keyframe. Now these, I'm looking at these have the same length. Not a problem there. So this one goes in here. Also the same length, so not a problem there. Shift spacebar. Blah blah blah. Brenda Pretender, come on. What am I doing? I don't know. What am I doing? There's no narration. So right now, Blender Pretender is over here somewhere, pretending to get a wrench. And then dropping it. Okay, Control Save. That when I placed it down, that seemed to work in terms of the audio. So period. That's just to zoom it to where I can see it. And then page up. No, I'm sorry. I said page up. The up arrows are the ones that work with the keyframing. The page up, I've not used it before. How many more do I need to put in? Videos, I mean. It's 2367. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Some of these towards the end are shorter. So I'm just going to put the cursor way over here. And Control Copy. And Control Paste. It went to 0. Copied 0. Okay, 197. I can remember that. 197, 121. I don't have to remember it. It's written. All right. Doesn't have to be that big. All right, that one. Period on the number pad. And then page up, page down. These are correct. All right. I think the other thing with the GoPro, this is my thoughts, is that when the battery runs out completely and it's still recording, it just gets real crazy. So it's like, don't do that. Don't let it do that. 31620. No, that's not the one. Let me see. 2367. So I'm shoving this one in 2367. The second part.
Let me check both. Which would be the best way to go? Does it say?
I think that's good. I think that works. Pause. Control Save. Now, page up. Over here, check these two again. And they're correct. Now, which one do... Okay, this is -2, so there's that one. In here. Now this one's not. Make it 62.
Still within a little bit of its prorated warranty. And I decided to go and get it changed because...
That worked. I saw when I tapped the finger that it went with the... sound. So this is good. Page up to get it there. 68, 68. Shove this one in here. Still with that? Oh, come on. Let me see.
Same over here.
I can even hear the paper being moved around. Okay, I think it's good.
I had to.
Yeah, there's not a whole bunch of reason to make sure that this is completely synced. Page up. Little discrepancy right there, 73. I'm gonna blame that on the GoPro. Just because since I can remember, it's put the audio off sync and everything. Before, when I used to record with it and I just forgot about it completely, I used to have to slap in front of it just to create that first initial sound marker, kind of like marker. 2369, 2369. Oops, that's that one, but I want this one, 2370 right after that. Okay. Also there. Nothing to be seen there. I'm just running the engine because it's all back together. And page up. I'll take that one in here. Okay, page up. Now here I'm just looking at the car and the reader and all that stuff. I believe that's that. And I want to make sure I've got the right, because I have 3 of those. I got to make sure I have the right ones. Okay. One thing is to live it, another thing is to edit it. I can't stand video editing. Page up. Again, this is 74, 76. I'm sure there's functionality for bringing in both, but I don't want both. God knows what's going to happen with the way things are behaving. Okay, there's that. Okay. Okay, so I already drove this car a few. That's a little loud. I just, yeah, it's gonna throw my editing here a little off. Better make a note. Okay, my audio editing here is going to throw it off a little bit. So there's that one, and then I think then this is the last one. So since I'm saying that I drove, so they're in sequence. Oh, better make sure they're the same length. They are. Page up. And drag it in there. Boom. Now... Okay, there, page up. So that is 171, 742, 171, 742. That is the end of the video. Actually, it's not. It's one less. One less. Control save. Now home. So those are all the videos. The video, the entirety of my video ordeal there from yesterday and today is, it appears to be, what is it, an hour, 35 minutes and 30 seconds. I assure you, it was a lot longer. Okay. Okay, so that's it. Which is the one that I wanted to do something to? Kind of like fun Blender stuff. The one that I want to do something to that, the fun Blender stuff, is the 2366, which is this one. Right? Yes, that one. 2366. I wanted to do some fun stuff with it right around there. So I'm going to mute it for the time being because, well, this one, yeah, it might get a little loud. The loudness depends on the distance of my mouth from the GoPro camera. So basically select that and hit that. Or I think I can also do H or Alt H. So H, Alt H, H. So it won't play, but then Shift play. That may be a little too late. Let me go back over here. Oops. I should have stopped and then moved it over. I think I need to go back some more yet. So that's what I want to do. And there's an instance where I can't get the camera and the perspective to look down to where that component is, the little model component. That's where that goes. And so what I did is I turned the camera backwards, but I thought it'd be a good idea in the pretending universe, the Blender Pretender universe, to see if I can use Blender to keep the image right side up. I don't know. And this is in the video editing, so why not? Let's try it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I think I can do it two ways. I'm wondering, like if I select this one and I add an effect strip. So let me save it first to make sure that nothing funny is going to happen. So Shift, add. Oh, what did I do? I did Control A. And I don't know if that did anything. I did Control A. Sequence slide is what it does. And I hit Escape. Well, it didn't change anything here. So, is Shift Add, Effect Strip, and I think it's going to be a transform. It actually puts all the other ones that I can't use. I suppose it makes them dull. Okay, so I think it's a transform there. So if I select the transform and scroll down, there's a rotation. There's a rotation right there. Okay, escape. Since I'm done with these, I'm going to switch this to the graph editor. The window's kind of tiny over here anyway, so let me move it over. Control save. Okay. Now I'm at 0, so now I'm making it up as I go along. Yes. Just like the same, just like with the auto repair. Okay. Wow, look at how much it distorts as I move the camera. I've seen that with the phones, the GoPro, I suppose, as well. I wonder how the camera tracking takes that into consideration. I've not done camera tracking to really figure out where camera is, but if the camera, with the movements, create such distortions, that's got to have an impact. So anyway, what I'm going to do here at the rotation is hit I. Did it do it? What's going on? There. Gave me a... So here I'm going to, in the graph editor, period, to go back to the graph editor. So that has put it at 0, right? Now I'm going to go forward and see how far I can play with it. It depends on the movement of my hand. Okay, so there I'm going to go rotation 180, right? And then hit I. So now here I'm going to hit period. So they're interpolated, smoothly. So let's see how it works. Oh, it's going to have a little lag time if I try to drag. If I try to drag the... It might not be understandable to a person. I'm thinking that it might just not be understandable to the person who's watching the video, if anybody cares to watch this video when I post it, because the rotation's happening, but yeah, I'm going to grab that one and take it to the negative. Let me see if that can work. It's rotating too much once over. Oh, come on. Let me just hit the N. And then take that one there. The value is 180. I should make it negative 180. Like that. Control spacebar. Come on. Okay. So hit the N again. Put the cursor there. Oh wow, okay, that works. What doesn't work is the this, all the black areas. Okay, Control save. And what I can do is also scale it. So, but the scale is going to have to start somewhere over here. Yeah, the computer's slowing down a little bit. It's struggling a little bit. So maybe if I make the window tinier, maybe it won't struggle that much. Control save. Let's see what that does. Yeah, still struggling. So I'm going to place the cursor there and go and key the scale. So uniform scale. I'm just going to I'm going to guess at it right there. Okay. Now by the time it gets here, well, I suppose right at that keyframe right there. So if I go up to that keyframe, I want to, well, which way? Let me see which way. So there. I'm going to go 1.5. And then hit that eye. So okay, scroll in a little bit right there. So it should be at 1.5. What I'm going to do is just get an idea. And I'm going to guess that it's not 2, but it's 1.85. Okay, 1.85. I'm going to go back to this one. There, I've selected it. Hit N to get this. 1.85. Change the value there. N to get rid of that one. So now back over here. So it's really struggling, the computer is. Okay, so that's where it starts scaling in. It's kind of like a zoom, a digital zoom. It's still pretty much in frame, so I'm going to leave it at that, because I could always take it and drag it over. Then, that's where I'm rotating the camera, but the program is keeping it steady. I think there's nothing much that I can do about these. I can try to fool the whole thing there by the scale. Why is this at 1? Didn't I key it? Oh, it is this one here. Oh, it's the left handle that I changed. I didn't change this, I changed the left. Alright. Good to know that. Okay. Yeah, that's... No, that's not good. So the left handle was at 1 point. I didn't pay attention, like always. Not paying attention. Here, I've got that one. Selected, frame, left handle, right handle. So it's 1.85. There. It really should be flat, I think. So I'm going to say scale Y0. Just to make these handles flat. So that it stays flat here. Otherwise it has a slight curve upward. Okay. And that's what's happening there. Oh, they're very slight now. This is very slight. And then I don't even see any of it. So I'm not entirely sure where I am because it's already still scaled. So that's kind of, I'm struggling a little bit to figure out where to stop the scale. Now, because the computer's lagging a little bit, I'm trying to figure out where the corners clip. Well, I'm going to guess it's here then. Right at the next keyframe. We go back to 0. I. And see how that looks. 0. Okay, come on. It's really, where is it? The value 185. That one. The frame value, it's 1. Put it at 0. Scale Y 0. Well, I've lost what I achieved. I'm trying to figure this out. So it scaled all the way in. Lost what I achieved. What I should do is take that one, grab in the X, put it out here somewhere, and then let me take, no, that one off. No, I want it on. So I want to be able to see. Maybe take this and make it a little bigger, little thinner. Take that one on top there, shift duplicate in the X. And keep it around there. So I can see the corners are very little, but that's fine. As long as it's understood. I'm just going to scroll using the arrow keys. It's still in frame, what I'm trying to show. Now, I'm rotating it, but it looks like I'm just coming down with the camera. I was able to bring the camera down. And then here, scaling back out. Unfortunately, it's not in frame whatsoever because of the scaling. So, what I can do is grab that one and that one, and then grab in the X. Shove them back a little bit. See how it behaves like that. Now, let's see. There it's going around. I could always tweak it a bunch more, but I don't want to tweak it a bunch more. I just want to hold the impression, the idea that the camera just went a little deeper into the car. And then I realized, nah, let me get a light. And I think I'm completely inverted. So now my video is completely inverted. And if I keep going, let's see what happens. Yeah, that's gonna totally fool people. People are not gonna understand where what is. Where is what? Okay. A little bit more work just to show this right. The scale is back at 1, which is fine. This is fully inverted here, but now I need to duplicate the inverted one, X, put it somewhere over here. In grab X. I pull it out a lot faster than grab X than when I take the camera in. So that is right side up right there. Oh, let me save because I think it's going crazy. Okay, there. Maybe I'm a little bit too close. No. Right there. Not close enough, really. That's to be expected, all the shaking of the camera. There's a lot of stuff that can't be really resolved. Okay, so that looks like I'm just pulling the camera away. But I can still see the part that I'm supposed to be working with over there. Now what I need to do is fix the scaling, meaning the scaling here. This is back at 0. Grab X. Doesn't need to be that far out, just there. And then shift duplicate X. Okay, right around there. Some corners get clipped, but that's fine. The computer has a harder time going backwards than forwards. Not sure if it's the computer or if it's Blender. Save. My recording's already about an hour and 14, so better hurry up and get this going. So there's the video edit, where the camera gets further down into the car. Now here, there's stuff down here to show, but it's just not showing. Right? So what I'm going to do, since I have it here, Control Save again. So I'm going to do the position. I'm going to take the position Y to be just up and down, regardless of its rotation. So I'm going to move it up. Oh, it's gone. Oop. So it's about 35. Okay. And then I'm going to hit I on that one. And relatively quickly, I'm going to go back to 0 and I to keyframe that. Did it do it? There it did it. And now take that one right there, Shift duplicate in the X, and put it over here. Also relatively quickly. So the clipping doesn't get too terrible. Okay, Control Save. So there's that for that. And then I go on and I say, oh, I better get a light. So I come back with the camera. Now I'm going in again. Cover me, I'm going in. Okay, so yes. I'm looking at these values, 0 in the position, 1 in the scale, and 0 in the rotation. It's just a lot of movement because of the shaky camera. Okay. This rotation starts, so it's going to be a lot flatter in terms of the rotation. So this rotation starts around there. Let's look at this. So I'm going to grab everything, select everything, Shift duplicate it in the X. Oh, come on, what happened? Grab X, no. Shift duplicate it in the X. The rotation should start around there, but I'm thinking the rotation is going to be a lot faster. So let me put that there and then see how that looks. What's going to be happening is at the scale one, just highlighted the scale one just to see where it is. It's probably happening too much too soon. Well, let me turn the other two off so I can see what's what. I'm trying to see the handles. It kind of blends too far in, so I can't really see. That's a circle versus a dot. That's a dot, so on. So it's probably too fast. So I'm going to say that's one. Okay, that's the first. Don't need that. The first time around. Scale that handle in just so I can so I can get a handle on it. All right. Let me turn these back on. No, turn them back off. There, select that one, shift select that one, turn these back on. And then grabbing the X until I can see something. Oh, the cursor's not in the right spot. Escape, grabbing the X. I'm going to guess around there. So that's where I start going in again. Turn on the light. And that's where the rotation starts. The clipping is fine. That's the part that I want to see. This one is not good. That's what was happening there. It goes off frame because of that one. So I'm just going to delete it altogether. Control Z that. I'm going to undo that. That's actually to my benefit. The problem is this one is too close. Grab X. So the thing is that I take longer down there on this one. Alt A, do a box select. For all of these, grab X. Shift duplicate X. I'm going to keep it flat like that. Same with this one. Okay, it's rotating while I'm still down there, so all I'm going to do is scroll over until I'm done. Oh, too far. Okay. I'm going to use the arrow key there just to try that. Okay. That's where it starts, about. Alt A, do a box select, grab these, grab X, and just put it over here. Now let's see how it looks. So there's movement that's happening there. I could try to adjust you know, fix the movement by moving by adding some more keyframes here where I adjust the Y position. Like, I think what I'll do is I'll do a quick render. Not right now, of course. I think this is going to be the conclusion of this video. Pretty soon, I mean, I'm going to conclude this video because that's really what I want to do, is just show how I'll put these together and then do a render. The video itself, I plan to post it the same channel of the fix, I mean. So I won't post this editing session until after I post the video. Makes no sense to do it first, I think. So first I'll post the video for my seemingly hour-and-a-half ordeal, which it was more like a full day, starting in the afternoon yesterday, finishing in the afternoon today. And right now I'm just scrolling, and I'm just talking out, you know, while I scroll. I'm making sure that it's still in the frame, what I'm supposed to be showing there. Now it looks pixelated and everything because I'm at 25 and I'm zoomed in here and all that. I'm going to render it at this though, at 100%. So let me save it right now, Control Save, and see what happens if I just take that and put it at 100%. So it's not that bad. It moves, but what video is going to be 100%? I'm not going to spend the time to make it super static. There's no point. Nobody's going to watch it. 25. That's so cynical. So, so negative. In terms of thought. Now I'm just going to check it out here. Last little, it happens too fast, right? Something funny is happening here, and I think it's just the rotation. Did I have the rotation one? Yes, I do. The rotation one. I'm going to go back a few. Before I start diving the camera in. Okay, and grab in the X, and then see how that behaves. So there's going to be very, very odd clipping that happens there. So be it. I'm going to take the scaling ones and move them over also. I didn't duplicate the scale, or did I? Yeah, I did. It's duplicated. So it does have a plateau as well. These might be very, I can't remember what the distinction was between these. Let me see. This one was 185. Excuse me. And this one's also 185. What's the point? X, delete that keyframe. And shift select that one. Let's look at the frame here while I grab it in the X and see how that looks. If I had done this with the foresight of having a rotation like I'm doing right now, I may have taken care when I was doing the rotations. So that's the translate. I can grab that one a little bit this way, I think. So back over here. I'm going to take that one and grab X a little bit. The problem is that I'm basically carrying the camera and the flashlight in the hand, so I just put it into my hand, the camera that is, and then went quickly grabbed the flashlight and then came back. Okay, I think that works. It's understood which way is up. So let me mess with the rotation a little bit more. Grab X. In this case, I'm going to grab just that one scale. Grab X. Bring it way out there. Grab X. About that much. Now the scale, I might need to grab that one some more, so it only clips in the corners. So last one. There. That works. So there, blah, 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 burn the pretender, blah, 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 pretending. Here's the piece that I placed because I printed it. No, I didn't. I modeled it though. That looks weird coming out though. Meaning, let's see what's weird about that. Okay, it's already rotating back. It rotated too much back. So grabbing that one there, grab X. Let's see what that looks like. So the scale, that one and that one can both grab X, move over a little bit. And let's look at that again. I'm not sure what that part is right there that I'm seeing in front of me. It is Hmm. That's because the scale is too much. That one right there. Well, it has to be that big. I just can't remember what that is. Oh, it's just the reflection on the cables. All right, I think that works. Okay, Control Save. A bunch of more work can be done if I really wanted to, but what I did is I just inverted the camera just to get the little mounting part of the camera upside down. And then this is just a little bit of editing in terms of the transform of this video editing. Some clipping happening here just to try to get it to stay right side up, at least so that it's so that it conveys that it's a view from it's a right side up view. Even though when I'm narrating this and I'm working on that, I say I'm going to turn the camera upside down. What I can do, Control Save, is add, where is it? Here. Here I can add Shift. Now there was text that you can add now. Shift add. Let me see if I can do it here. Add text. And oh, what? Control Z. So I'm selecting that one, or let it Alt A, Alt A. It adds it, but I don't see it here. Home. It's going to add name text, but where is it going to go? And so I selected this one, made this one the active one, but just in case it's in like an effect strip over. Edit strip, effect strip. Over, instead of the transform, over this one. I can try it though. Let me use the color whites, fine. And then I have to open the text file. I don't have a text file. I don't have a text file, man. So, text editor. New one. Let me see if that works. Remain upright. Okay. So there, that. So now I'm going to say text save as. I'm in the references switch. No, I don't want to be there. I'm going to put it back into the recording videos directory. What is this going to be? Subtitle. I'm just going to call it subtitle. Dot txt. Save. So back to graph editor to see what happens. I'm going to open. Oh, it's the font. It's opening the font. Okay, I thought it was opening the text file. Okay, escape that. That's the font. Oh. So I guess the text is here then. Test text. Well. Let's see what that does. Oh, here it is, down here. I see it right there. Video edited to remain upright. I wonder if I put an enter. Does it need a position? X, Y. No, the enter does nothing. Video edited to remain upright. There. I'm going to open the font. I do have a fonts folder somewhere. I thought I had saved it already. Don't know where it is. See, Windows. Isn't it that straightforward? Windows. Isn't it fonts? Fonts. There. And I want a nice tight one. Let's say that one right there. Open. Did it find it? It's barely. Now, how do I know where it starts and ends? Start frame and the length. Here's where it starts and ends. Edit strip. So I wonder if it's like an effect strip on this. No. How do I select the font strip now? I just don't see it here is what I'm getting at. And so how would I ever select it again? I already selected this strip, but I can't. I don't know where the text is. To select it again, because I can't select it from here, obviously. So, oh, it's there. It's there, very tiny. There it is. Okay, that's easy. That one. I'm about here. Now I'm going to select this one and increase it all the way to there. Yeah, that works. Yeah, so that's it. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to save it. Well, maybe I should go over that a little bit here, but it's going to take forever. It's going to take a while, basically, to save that, to save out the file here. So I'm holding the arrow key just to see how it behaves, but it's looking fine, and looking perfectly fine to me right there. Okay, Control save on that. I suppose if I wanted to fade the text in, I'd just do opacity. I'd start keying opacities if I wanted it to fade in, but no, that's fine. And then it allows you to move it over and everything. Good. Very easy, because before, and I hadn't done any in 279 editing, but before even that version, I would have to add a scene and then bring in the text. So this is very, very easy, a lot easier when you just want to put a little title on there. If you want fancy text, doing fancy stuff, and maybe in 3D and stuff like that, of course, you would have to overlay another scene with the text. Okay, so now back to this. I'm gonna put it at 100. It looks good enough to me. I think I'm just gonna run it at 100. When I do the render, it's all set, everything home. Let me set the home. So I have the whole thing that I want to just run as a video. Maybe some more editing at the intro, probably not. I don't know. I'm not gonna put the coffee cup in front there, so probably not. I'll just load it just like it is right there. Just a bunch of these sequences run together. And now, so here, what am I looking for? Here. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna have to scroll around here and look for it again. But I'm looking for also the one where you export the audio. So the first, what I would do is export the audio just in case for this edited, all these edited stuff, because I messed around with a bunch of these little changes, even though I've already saved it. There's an option to export the audio, but it's not here. So if I want to do a video, I'll do the MPEG video encoding. Oh, here it is, audio codec, no audio. So I'm going to go with the MP3, see what that does. I'm going to keep that fine. The volume is fine. And it still doesn't give me the option though to export the audio. Okay, at least those settings are fine for a video export, I think. I can change that to an MPEG. Keep that and see what that does to the MPEG-4, which is the format that this has. But trying to think, where would I find it? So now I would have to look at that and explore that, and I don't know where it is right now. It's already kind of late anyways for me. It's already 11 o'clock here. So I'm going to call that good. I'm going to hit the render on this right after I close this down, and let this render out. Basically, is it the Shift F12 or Control F12? One of those two. But anyways, I can go here, render Control F11, view animation. No, render animation, Control F12. So essentially, I'm just going to hit the Control F12 and it starts rendering the whole thing. And it should save it to this file format. Okay, almost forgot that. There is that I want it. I should make myself a bookmark for these. I want it at, I'm going to go there, rendered images. So here I'll have the video. Accept. So it accepted the address, the directory there, and it'll give me the file name, I believe. So that's good. I can mess with the encoding speed if I find that it doesn't do, very well. But before even doing this, what I could also do, dither one. So sequencer, compositor. If I wanted to composite other things over there, I can do that. I'm not using it. I don't know if that helps the processing somewhat, because it doesn't have to do anything other than this. break up the banding. I wonder if, because it's going to have to recalculate all of these images to the smaller frame size. So I wonder if I want that or not. At 1 or 0. I'll leave it at 1 and see what that does. That's the default, but something that could be played with, I suppose. Okay, with that said, that's why I'm gonna leave it at that. It's I'm gonna call that good. Some video editing, at least with the transform, and then adding a text here with Blender. And if this video here, this one particular, gets posted, that means that the render was successful. Okay, thank you for watching, and goodbye. Save again, and goodbye again.